Captain's Log. Despite the glory we've gained from our many battles, we are unable to join our kin as a mercenary. Preferring to remain at peace, the nearby Sturgeon Kingdom may provide better opportunities to increase our legend. I will do what is necessary for my ambition, even if it means becoming a base pirate for a time. Skull. So here we are back in our story, and as we mentioned in the last episode, we are trying to become a mercenary kind of desperately at this point. It's not been working out. I was talking about maybe going and becoming a mercenary of something like the Valandians, or anyone like that. I think I have decided against that, though. I want to become a mercenary here of the Nords. I think it just fits a little bit better, and also I don't really mind waiting if we have to, because all we really need is the renown to eventually make our own kingdom. But I want to stay in the kind of Nordic and maybe Sturgeon region as much as possible. So I'm going to try to just become a mercenary of the Nords here. And potentially the Sturgeons would be fine, but I want it to be the Nords if we can make that happen. It looks like it's been about a year since the Sturgeons and the Nords made peace, which was the Nords' last war. So hopefully they will be making a new war soon enough. In the meantime, we can just keep attacking raiders and things like that and get ourselves more ships that we can sell, unless we want to keep maybe a bigger long ship at this point. But let's go ahead and attack these sea raiders. And get ready, of course, and everybody can just engage. We're going to bring out our sails for the moment. Okay, I've furled our sails a little bit closer, or a little bit further from the ship. Hopefully I don't overshoot, and I still did anyways. I will eventually get that right, and we are unfortunately taking some damage here. Doesn't look like you can really back up when you are attempting to board, which is mostly fine, but I don't even know how I missed that shot. Or that. Okay, I guess I hit that time. And right over his head. Ooh, it is very, very difficult when the waves are going like this, and I really don't want to hit our guys. Okay, so obviously not a good part job, but I guess it kind of, sort of ended up working out anyways. Swung that last guy. It looks like we have some guys throwing some stuff at us here. Oh, he's trying to cut loose. That was a terribly timed cut there, guy. And you're left over there. I might just try to throw my javelin and let them fight that out. Could get. Oh, they just cut me loose. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm a little stuck now, guys. Why would you do that to me? Okay, I guess we can just let this play out. I don't really know if I want to risk swimming over. I guess I'll be fine. If it'll even let me jump off the side here. Yeah, I don't know how this works exactly. I don't even know. Oh, there's a net right here. Maybe I can climb up this. Seems like... Okay, there we go. Well, now I know how to climb back into a ship. It's actually not that difficult. Maybe our guys will actually cut loose. I know you can go right here and cut loose. The only reason I don't want to do it this way is just if any of our soldiers are off our boat, I don't know if they'll wait for them. So that's the only reason I haven't tried doing this before. I don't know why they're doing... There's the ship next to us, and they're just not... They're not doing anything. I don't know why. And it looks like this is taking some time to cut loose for some reason. I don't know, we're just kind of frozen in place right now. That's a little strange. Do I have to... Oh, you have to turn your oars back on. Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay. Now, unfortunately, with the way we are kind of set up here, the only thing I can really do is try to back up. It looks like we're not going to make it before they're done with that fight. Not too surprising. But yes, it looks like backing up in these situations makes a lot more sense than trying to go forward. I think we did lose a few soldiers. Not actually too bad, though. I think that was okay. I am still just kind of playing around with the mechanics, so of course go ahead and yell at me in the comments if you think that I'm terrible and you have done much better. But we do get 2 ships, so, you know, even if we're doing terribly as the player, our people are doing very well. Now we have a lot more room now, and we will have a lot more room until we sell these boats. I think I'm going to do a little bit of recruiting here at Skarthnos. Okay, I went ahead and sold one of our ships and all of our loot there, and we got all the way back up to 27,000. So not too bad. We also have 115 troops. I kept one of the ships so that we can bring all of our troops with us at one time. So we have 115 in total. So we're going to go ahead and set back to our sails, and we're going to see if we can't find a little bit more companies. And let's check really quick. They are not yet in a war. Okay. Okay, now we have found ourselves all the way in Vlandian waterways, and that's just what it took to find ourselves another band of sea raiders here. So let's go ahead and attack them. And there is a nice amount of them too, so this isn't going to be the easiest of fights. We're going to go ahead and put... Oh, are we don't have enough troops or skills? Huh. Is it maybe because we don't have a leader for it? Yeah, I don't actually know how the maximum amount of ships actually works. I guess I should have checked into that. But now we know. We actually can't command more than 96 troops at once. Okay. That is important information for us to know. Okay, I had to actually take out our sails because apparently right now with the wind or whatever, it is actually not working out too well to have that. We are about to end up ramming the ship, which was kind of an accident, but oh, look at that. We did a ton of damage to them. I don't know if that's going to actually matter much. But, yeah, so let's get into this battle, and that guy's dead. Right to the face. Another one dead there, perfect. There's only 54 damage. Ooh, we're going to throw some into the backs of these guys. Wow, our squads are actually taking a ton of damage. We've only killed half of them, and we have lost, getting pretty close to half of ours there as well. Try to go for these guys. A little surrounded here. Almost dead here. I don't really know what our guys here are doing, just charging. Okay, I guess they're just going to stay there, so that means they don't see any kind of path. So let's go ahead and get back over here, and let's have them cut free. And it looks like they're all on that ship, and they're just kind of sitting there. Not too sure why. We're probably going to want to just back up from here, I think, if it lets us. So far, doesn't seem like I'm able to do anything. What are they doing? I told you guys to cut us free. Oh no, oh no! No, stop! Stop doing that! No! Because I already gave the command. I don't know how to undo it. Do we just take the hook and do we just throw it back? Maybe? Yeah, okay. That works. Follow me. Get back over here. Absolute morons. Come on. Oh, that's hilarious. Half of our guys are still not over here. I don't know. I don't know if I want to cut and if that will get them to come back over. I don't think it will. Maybe it will. Okay. Yeah, we have lost a substantial number, and it's mostly just because I am not very good at strategizing here on the water or anything whatsoever. So we can back backup. There's just so many things happening all at once that you really have to consider. I see which ship we need to go for, but I just don't know how we're going to maneuver it. I don't even know what our allies are doing as far as maneuvering goes either. I think they just keep crashing into each other. I think that's why they keep getting messed up. I'm wondering if we should just board this ship that's right here on our front and the right instead of boarding them directly. Okay, they finally managed to make it happen. Yeah, so we lost 41. We actually lost almost as much as they did. That is not the kind of battle that we want to be having. So I absolutely have to start locking in as far as these fights go. Because if I am not more involved, then our people are going to keep dying, and that's not going to be good for anybody. But we did get 3 ships, and as long as we keep getting ships like this, it's not really the worst thing if we lose a bunch of soldiers, actually. Still isn't preferable, but let's go ahead and start heading back to our home, and we can start selling these. Okay, so we are going to sell these ships now, and it looks like we're going to get a nice chunk of change out of it. 14,000. We might even go ahead and sell this Bellow of Trith, because at the moment we can't actually use it. And we are no longer over the 96, I think it was, capacity. So we're going to sell that too. Get ourselves up to 35,000, repair our ships, and let's go ahead and trade all of this stuff as well. And there we go, up to 42,000 now. We're going to set sail again and check out our perks. Powerful plus 4% damage with melee weapons. Sprint plus 5% combat movement speed when you have no shields and no ranged weapons. We're probably not going to be doing too much of that. We'll just go for the raw melee damage. And Steward, already up to 195 there. Double the morale bonus from having diverse food in your party. Or plus minus 10% troop upgrade costs and minus 10% food consumption during sieges. Yeah, we don't want to have the minus food consumption ever, pretty much. So we're just going to go with Gourmet. And Mariner, minus 10 morale to enemy for each ship destroyed. That could actually be really cool in the future, but I just don't know. We'd have to do, of course, we'd have to ram with our ship to be able to really do that, or use the ballistas. And this is only, it says Army Commander. So does that mean it only works if you're in an army and the commander of that army? I'm not too sure. Naval Fighting Training, plus 10% to XP gained by party companions after each naval battle. That sounds really good. By party companions. So is it only for companions? Okay, maybe not so good then. I think this one sounds most interesting. Plus 25% fire damage dealt by your ship and crewed enemy sails as well. Both of those sound very interesting for what we're gonna do. So let's go with that. And we'll take this last point in Mariner, I think. And Carrie, she has a medicine point. We'll just go for the... we'll go for this one because of the plus 10 hit points she'll get after each battle, plus she'll get 15% healing rate whenever we're moving. That's good for me. And we'll give her another point in Mariner. And as for Thorkel, I guess he will get a Mariner point. He can go ahead and have the melee weapon handling. And he can have... Neither of these are really too good for him. Yeah, we'll just... Whichever one, it doesn't really matter. And we'll give him a point in... We'll give him a point... Maybe just in intelligence, or vigor actually would be better. Yeah, let's give him a point in vigor. I thought vigor affected Mariner, but I think it affects Shipmaster, actually. Yeah, I think it might. That's fine. Okay, so we could actually take the point off and give it to endurance instead, but I think I'm actually okay with this. We're just gonna go with it. And as for party, we have a bunch of prisoners to get rid of, so we'll go ahead and do that really quick. I do wish that you could do that from the sailing menu, but either way, go back to the port and set sail. And has anything changed? Are they in a war? They're in a war with the Crusade. Okay, that could be an option. maybe we just join the Sturgeons then. It would only be temporary, and they're more likely to fight anyways because they are kind of bordered with Vlandia, Khuzaits. They're essentially bordered with the Batanians as well, which puts them pretty close to the Northern Empire. So that could be an option. We would just have to find somebody to actually talk to with them. Okay, so I found Zorka here in Balgard, and it looks like we can ask her to become a mercenary. And she says we will receive 150 whenever you defeat a party of enemies or for any other significant deed. So we will go ahead and accept. As of now, your enemies are my enemies, and your honor is my honor. Okay. So we are officially a mercenary of the Sturgeons. And I think that works, because obviously fighting the Khuzaits is not ideal. They have very good cavalry. They don't really have any... They do have the waterway right here. So what we could do is kind of assault them through this, and we could, like, burn their villages and things like that. Or we could just pretty much attack their parties at sea. And I think that's what we're probably going to basically be going for. Looks like the only way to really get in there is through this area, so that's probably what we're going to do. I might do a little bit more recruiting first, though. So we're heading over to the waterway now with the Khuzaits, and it looks like there's actually a caravan here. That might actually be worth attacking. Probably go ahead and do that if we can actually track them down. And we did hire all the way up to our ship capacity. Our land capacity is actually lower now, so we can actually just go on foot without having to leave anybody behind on our fleet, which is nice. We're going to say, hand over your goods, so be it attack. And we have never attacked a caravan at sea, so let's see if they're any different than they are on the land. I know they have, you know, a decent bit of archers, you know. So let's see what actually changes. Okay, it looks like we've gotten a pretty good board here. Unfortunately, they rammed us a little bit. They rammed us pretty hard, and we didn't like that. So let's go ahead. Looks like they're a little high up. Okay, it's just because of the waves. It doesn't seem to be affecting their bridge at all, but it is slightly strange to see just how high up their ship goes above ours. Okay, good damage. Very good damage. Attack them here on this bridge is perfect for our purposes. The sun is shining right in my eyes. It's a little difficult to see what I'm doing. Perfect. Hopefully I don't get attacked from behind. That would be terrible timing. It's kind of funny seeing us as blue. I'm not really used to that. Is that everybody? Where's these last few guys at? Oh, they're over there. I see them now. So how best? Oh, okay. Is that everybody? It looks like that might be everybody. Oh no, there's one more person somewhere. Oh, he's right there. He was just hiding in the corner. That's me in a real battle, definitely. Okay, so there we go. We only lost 14 that time. Definitely a far better battle than we had previously. Unfortunately, we are over our capacity now, which that's not something I really want to deal with. It's going to bring our speed down considerably. That's a little bit of a worry. We did not get any of their ships. So the nearest place we can get over to is Omar, and we'll try to sell off some of the stuff there. Okay, and look at that, 14,000, and then look at all this fish that we have. I guess we must be catching it at sea. I'm assuming that must be where we're getting it all. We're gonna definitely sell a ton of that. Okay, that's taking too long. Let's just all the way down to around 50, seems fine to me. And now we are getting 17,000. We have only done a few battles here. This seems crazy. This seems very, very overpowered in a way to me. I mean, obviously attacking things at sea should be profitable. That makes sense. However, it does seem that we are just absolutely robbing entire kingdoms for just a single battle here or there. It does seem a lot more powerful than land battles in that sense, and it looks like we have a rebel faction now in Sturgia. Not sure where. I did not check the name. Either way, that's kind of interesting. So do we want to do some raiding? That's my question now. If so, we would raid them here. I just don't know. Maybe we should check and see how powerful the Khazaits are. They are quite powerful compared to us. Okay, so they probably have a very strong army around somewhere. Maybe we shouldn't then. Maybe we should just look for some parties to attack here. There's some fishermen. We could even attack those. They're going to try to go to port now, but they are not going to make it. Surrender or die. I want everything. Don't bother pleading. We're just going to, yeah. And this is going to make people hate us. That's the one thing about this raiding that we could do. But the thing is, with a series based around that, everybody is going to end up hating you. So if we hold any fiefs in this area later, that could be a problem. I'm not too worried about that though. So let's just attack them. Okay, and as usual, have them engage. And we are just going to run on in. I can't even see their ships. Okay, it looks like they only have 2 ships. Oh, somebody just crashed. We're going to try and not get crashed into here, honestly. Maybe a good park job? Nope. Oh, okay, actually. That works. It's very funny seeing that they have a relatively decent ship, and then they are still just peasants with just, you know, their sides and all that. It's quite funny to me. And they all just instantly die, of course. No shields or anything. I mean, it makes sense that that is, you know, peasants, but it's strange to see it in Bannerlord. It's very strange to see. And we got, what was that, like 2 fish? That's hilarious, but we did steal their ship, and it is... Oh, it is actually a class fishing ship. Okay. It looks a lot like our ship, really. It looks quite similar. Yes, but it is smaller. It is definitely smaller, okay. I wonder how much this thing is going to sell for. That's my main question now. Oh, we have a chance to take another one. They're probably going to dock in time, though. Oh, maybe not. They actually ran away from the dock. Okay. Surrender or die. Attack. I don't know if this is actually worth it time-wise for these small fishing boats. But we'll see when we go to sell them. Okay, let's see if we can board. It looks like they kind of sailed right past us. That's okay, though. Should be fine right here. Almost hit my guy in the head. Yep, just killed my own guy almost. These waves are crazy. Just barely missed him. Okay, well that's that. And we get nothing out of this, of course. We just get these ships, and I do not know if they're going to really get us any amount of money. Let's just head over to Varnovapool, just to see if these fishing boats are worth anything. Okay, it looks like they are worth a lot. This is crazy amount. I feel like this should be halved or even less. One fishing ship is 4,500 gold. How, if they were actually this expensive, how could a peasant ever afford this? Even a whole group of them. That seems unlikely. So either way, we're going to take the money for sure, but 13,000, that feels like complete highway robbery. Very lucrative, I think, to just be a pirate at this point. And maybe we will just do that. It's actually pretty fun, and they're easy to capture, honestly. Look at them. Look how slow they are. And I'm going to market too. What kind of products? Oh, okay. 7 fish for 14 gold. No, I'm not going to do that. Just surrender or die. I want everything, and don't bother pleading for your lives at all. I want your ships. I want everything that you have. And our ships are still back there. I told them to engage. They don't seem to be really hustling very hard. That's fine. Fortunately, are we gonna get pulled in? I think we might end up getting attacked by both boats here. Now this is some easy throwing experience right here. They are just sitting ducks. If I could hit my shots, it would be a lot easier, but still quite easy. And now they're running. You have nowhere to run to. I'm sorry to tell you this. You cannot escape. Oh. There's that. So you get no loot out of it, but look at this. You basically seem to get ships every single time that you fight them. You just always get their ships. And I think that is rather crazy. I think we have kind of stumbled upon a little bit of a hack. At this point, we can just stack up money. Are we able to go under these bridges? Yes. Oh, look at that. Sea Raiders. Do we want to fight them with how little soldiers we have left? I don't think so. We could definitely win, but I don't think it's worth it. This goes all the way into Hargard, so actually we could get off right around here and do some recruiting. So we're going to try to do that. I'm a little worried that another party of Sea Raiders will come, and then they'll engage us. And that could be a little bit bad for us. Okay, there we go. We escaped. So I am in the fleet menu right now, and I was looking to see if we can actually figure out what our fleet size is at a given time. It doesn't seem like there's anything that tells me, but on the party speed, it does say over our fleet size, minus 0.23. So obviously we are above it. I just don't know what is considered above. Maybe it's in our party menu. It's not. Okay. Well, we'll do our upgrades while we're in here anyways. Okay, unfortunately, the Sturgeons made peace with the Crusades, which isn't too surprising. They are much weaker, so they are going to be paying a lot of money to them. Luckily, we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, Sturgeons definitely getting their stuff rocked already very early on in this campaign. And hopefully they'll go to war again soon so that we can continue to harass their villagers, which is quite fun, actually. Okay, and look at this. Sturgeons are declaring war on the Valandians. So they go from the Crusades to now choosing to be at war with the Valandians, which are possibly the strongest faction on the map already. Yeah, I think they might be. So maybe not the best idea there. Sturgia may just end up being nearly extinct within the next few years. We'll have to see how that goes. We're going to go ahead and head over to Nifdal here. Do a little bit of recruiting. And we got ourselves an event. Ooh, we can get 20 renown. And be impulsive or cruel. We're going to go for impulsive. And I think that's pretty much where we're going to call it. I will do a little bit more recruiting. Need to remember my ship is right there, although, oh, yeah, there is a fleet icon, so that's good to know. And now Northern Empire is declared on the Sturgeons as well. Oh. Sturgia is... they're doomed. But that's going to be it for this episode. We will continue to do the recruiting off screen, and it looks like we may have chosen the worst possible option to be a mercenary for, but it doesn't look like the Nords are declaring on anybody yet. Once they do, I think we may just leave Sturgia to go to the Sturgeons, because, leave Sturgia to go to the Nords, because we don't really want to keep getting into situations where, you know, there are going to be a lot of strong parties against us. I don't want to deal with Valandians and the Northern Empire all the time. I would rather just deal with the Khuzaits, honestly, which is basically the only issue that the Nords are going to have. They might also deal with some stuff from the Sturgeons, but that's not going to be too big of an issue. But either way, that is going to be it for this episode. So, as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.